All right, so today I'm going to teach you how to do the calculations that are associated with changing from grams of reactant to expected grams of product. Okay, there are 4 steps to this. The first step is to convert, actually the first step is to write down the given amount that I gave you in the problem. The second step is to go from grams of that substance to moles of that substance. The third step is to go from moles of my starting material to the moles of my product. And then the fourth step is to go from moles of product to grams of product. Now, each of these steps we've done in class. Number 1 is quite simple. We write down the information in the problem. So for instance, if I told you that you had 13 grams of H2O, you would write that down at the beginning of your equation. Now, that's step 1. Step 2 is to go from grams to moles. So here's how we do step 2. We take the information that we wrote down in the previous problem, and then we are going to be dividing by grams and multiplying by moles. Now, these are moles of water, H2O, and grams of H2O. We find the grams of H2O by looking at your chemistry helper, which has the grams of hydrogen and grams of oxygen. There are total grams per mole for H2O is 18 grams per 1 mole. If you do the math on your chem helper, if you have trouble with that, come talk to me in class and I'll be happy to explain. That's step 2. Now, for step 3, let me move step 3 down here so it's easier to see. Okay, that was step 2. Now, for step 3, we are going to take the answer to that question, which is whatever 13 divided by 18 is. Let's go with, what's 1 divided by 1.5? 7 something? 7.2? All right. 0.72. Repeating. Moles of H2O. We are now converting that from moles of H2O to our product. Now, in this case, I haven't told you what the product is. Let's say that my product is going to be hydrogen gas, H2 gas. Okay, so moles of H2 goes here. Moles of H2O goes in the bottom. All right, and we need to figure out what the ratio is between these two. Now, in class, I'm going to give you the information of, let's make sure this is right, 1 mole of H2O equals 1 mole of H2 gas. So this is the information that I've given you. In this ratio that we have here, I'm going to put a 1 in front of the moles of H2 because that is what it says here in my equation. So moles of H2 is 1, so therefore moles of H2 is 1. 1 mole of H2O goes here, so we put a 1 in front of that for 1 mole of H2O. That is our next step. Well, you take 0.72 and multiply it by 1, and then divide by 1, you get 0.72. So we're done with 3. Nice job. Moving on to step 4. Move this down a little bit, extend the page. All right. Step 4 has the following parts. We now have moles from our previous step. We have moles of H2. So that was 0.72 moles of H2. And we are now converting from moles to grams. So, actually, that one right there. Oops. All right, so we put moles on the bottom, moles of H2, and put grams on the top, and we figure out what the grams per mole is for H2 from our chem helper. The grams for H2 is 2 times 1, which therefore is 2. 2.01 or 2.02 if you want to be particular. All right, we multiply those together and we get a number. What is 0.72 times 2.02? Guesses? 1, 4, 1.4. grams of H2. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your answer. However, we need it in 2 sig figs. So that is 1.5 grams of H2. This, for those of you who will be watching this tomorrow in preparation for the test, is your theoretical mass that you'll be using in the calculations. Thank you. That is all.